You know, every time we turn on the light switch, we have to ask ourselves, where is this electricity coming from? The movie Sludge is going to take you into the Appalachian Mountains to Martin County, Kentucky. There, a coal sludge pond blew through an underground mine shaft, dumping 306 gallons of sludge into the Tug Fork River. This was a spill 30 times larger than that of the Exxon Valdez.
If something like this happened away from these mountains, all hell would break loose. I believe that some of these people in these big boardrooms say that we can do that to the people in eastern Kentucky because we've always done that.
After you watch the film, let us know what you think. Give us a call toll-free, 877-FSTV-TLK.
You usually have neighborhood watches for thieves. We sort of have I guess it's an unofficial neighborhood watch for Blackwater. It's still black on up there toward the mine, and you can see where this branch that flows into it from that is clear, and this is more like a green-black right now. Yesterday, this was totally pitch dark black. It's just another spill, you know, and it's like it's never ending. Ever since the Martin County coal sludge spill or sludge flood, and that happened in 2000, and here you got another mine, and this is happening all over eastern Kentucky and West Virginia. It never stops.
You look now and it looks just so pretty. It looks so nice. People think, oh my goodness, I just want to live there. But if they know really what happened here, then they think, oh, maybe I don't want to go there after all. You can still see it in the bottom of those trees. It covered this whole area. I mean, it was deep. The man's garden used to be this field. And now he won't grow anything there because he's afraid of what's in the soil. Underneath all this beautiful green grass, if you take a shovel and you try to scoop it up, you will, when you flip that over, you will find that it's still there. It is still in there.
When it happened, they didn't even send nobody down through here telling people that it had happened. And they didn't know how much of it was going to come out. If it all come out, or even just half of it, hey, we wouldn't be standing here today. Definitely not, because we'd all been gone on up down Coldwater.
Half the population in the United States uses coal for electricity. They use chemicals to wash this coal. Those chemicals and all the stuff that washed off the coal that they're going to send to the electric company goes into these ponds. So that's all waste. And these ponds are what's sitting on top of these hills over people's houses just waiting to get too full, or just waiting to go into an underground mine shaft and spill out where this could happen again. At the time I was sitting in the downstairs office, I started getting phone calls. People were telling me there's something in the creek. It's bad. It's black. And so, I mean, you know, the first phone call or two, okay, I'll get up there and look at it as soon as I get done here. Well, after about 11 phone calls, I was really growing concerned about what I was going to see when I did get the chance to go. And because they sounded so urgent when they called, it pressed me to want to go. What I saw was this black, thick mixture. It was in people's yards. It was blocking roads. It was bad. 10, 11 feet deep.
Just before daylight, I could just look out and see the glisten from the lights on it. Wasn't like water. It just oozing along, slow, you know. That was all. And then it just kept raising. I figured it had to be a pond broke or something. And then I found out it went into them deep mines and come out way down from where the pond was at. It went through under the hill, you know.
I called and called, trying to get someone to tell me something about what had happened, especially when nobody had even been informed there was a pond up there that, you know, could come down on their head.
My name's Dennis Hatfield. I'm the president of Martin County Coal. I'll try to explain in the best way I can what's happened. I guess the first thing I would say is this is a disaster. It's a disaster for you. It's a disaster for me. Not something that anybody thought would happen, but it's put a mess in your neighborhood, in your yards, and in your creek. And I'm sorry about that. Yes, sir.
Is it harmful to humans and animals?
Do I think it's ultra dangerous? No, if you're asking my opinion. But the experts, the EPA, Kentucky Division of Water, you know, you can listen to them.
It won't bother you to give it to your kid. Let your kid eat it.
It wouldn't bother me.
It won't bother you.
No.
Not knowing for sure.
It's muddy water.
Not knowing for sure that it may do harm to your kid, may cause cancer or whatever it may
Nobody
do.
cares about their kids any more than I do.
Well, we all care about our
I
kids.
care about my kids a lot.
Dirt has certain things in it. You know, dirt does. If you took a spoonful of dirt off the mountainside and stirred it up in water, it would have some stuff in it. There's, you know, little bits of cadmium and magnesium and lead and that kind of stuff. They're in dirt.
Let's try cesium, our fifth alkali metal.
Don't you love British people? Let's try cesium. I had no idea that there was a sludge pond there or that there was such thing as a sludge pond. But the kids were coming in, you know, and telling us about it. And it's one of the few times where you could actually get the kids to really pay attention to everything that you said because they were so curious as to what this meant. One of them came in and told us that they had had meetings, and one of the kids said that one of the members of EPA told them that there wasn't anything harmful in that sludge spill because there wasn't anything in it that wasn't on the periodic table of the elements. And they were coming to me going, "Oh, Miss LaCour, you've told us about the periodic table. You know, is that true? They told us to ask our biology teacher."
Somebody tell us something. Can we drink our water, or is it going to kill us? 10 years from now, are we going to have cancer and die from this?
Everybody was thinking about Buffalo Creek. I mean, everybody was saying, thank God it didn't just come down Kohler Creek, or thank God it just didn't go down Wolf Creek. I mean, Buffalo Creek, people know about Buffalo Creek in this community, and people know, especially in the mines and around ponds, they know about Buffalo Creek.
I was teaching at West Virginia University in the mining engineering program, and I was asked to go down to Buffalo Creek. So the people that I interviewed were all folks who had gone through a terrible time. Many of them had lost many family members, and that the memories of those conversations are still there with me. It wasn't necessary. The neglect was prevalent throughout the mining region. In Kentucky, there have actually been dozens of these breakthroughs over the past 20 years or so. And I believe in West Virginia the same thing has happened. For instance, Martin County in Kentucky in 1994, there was a breakthrough at the same mine.
They knew, you know, in '94, there was some things that they could do to make it more safe and less likely that something like this would happen again. And they did not take those steps.
Actually, back in about 94, spring of 94, there was a leak in the impoundment. MSHA came in and investigated it. Something was done in 94, and MSHA thought it was okay. That's not a decision we made. We submitted a plan, and they looked at it and said, that'll work. Well, something happened again.
What guarantee can you give us that it won't happen again, that this won't happen again where you're home to? What guarantees you can give us that in that up there where you're home, that it won't fall through or go again?
The only guarantee I can give you is that we got the federal government looking over every shoulder. We've got MSHA and the EPA and Coast Guard. Those are the people you rely on.
Yeah, I know that, but what you're saying right now is you got all these different state and federal agencies looking over your shoulder, overseeing this situation. Well, these are the same agencies that blew all this to start with. So who's watching this?
I can't answer for the government. If you've got a problem, we're not going to rest until this is cleaned up.
This right here, no, all down through the years, we get this black water going down this creek all the time. It's not only just now. It's right on, right on. Just keep coming. Then you hear about it, oh, they give them a little citation, that's all right.
It's a proven fact that if you don't keep up the pressure on the coal company, that they'll walk off. They'll go ahead and pay a fine and walk off. And we want it done right.
We've done it before.
I was born and raised on this creek. Sure was. I've lived over here since I was 5 years old. But man's got to think on down the road what may happen. The state and federal government, you know, they're supposed to be the smart people behind the desk making all the smart decisions. And you see what decisions they've made here and the damages they've done.
They knew the danger existed when it broke in '94. They knew it before '94 because they knew how much barrier they were. But they convinced them just some way to let them continue to put this in there and went 100 and some feet higher, you know, and now it broke. they're protecting us.
That's right. They're supposed to be protecting us. You know what I mean? You know what? If that hadn't have went down Wolf Creek, hey, there've been a lot of people up in here drowned in the middle of the night.
An investigation team was put together by the Assistant Secretary of Labor for Mine Safety and Health to find the causes of the accident and make recommendations so that it wouldn't occur again.